All right, let's get into it. The internet, it's just home to some of the most passionate communities you'll ever find. We're talking about subcultures that dedicate themselves to ranking and rating just about everything you can think of. And I mean hyper-specific, deeply analyzed showdowns that kind of take on a life of their own. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on two of the absolute weirdest. I know. It sounds like the beginning of a really strange joke, right? A creature that could haunt your nightmares and a demanding little cartoon royal. But what actually connects them is something pretty fascinating about how internet culture picks its champions.
So on one side, you've got champions from the world of the weird, the creepy, the uncanny. These are characters judged on their meme potential and just pure strangeness. And then on the other side, you have the absolute pinnacle of petulance, the champions of bratdom, who are ranked on their unhinged energy. They are both undisputed winners in their own very specific online worlds.
So what's really going on here? I mean, this isn't just about picking favorites. It's about creating these intricate systems of logic, a whole shared language, just to bring some kind of order to the chaos of online content. We're going to break down the criteria that are used to crown these very, very different but equally iconic champions.
Okay, first up, let's step into the ring with Team Weirdo. Their number one judging metric, it's not strength, it's not skill, it's something way more unsettling, the uncanny. It's all about a character's ability to just get right under your skin and stay there.
So, what exactly is the uncanny in this context? Well, think of it as a special kind of creepiness. It's not about jump scares. No, it's about that eerie feeling, that sort of optical sorcery, or that hypnotic quality that just makes you question what you're even looking at. It's a weirdness that's so effective, it's practically an art form. And this perfectly illustrates the whole concept. The reigning, defending champion of the uncanny is the dragon illusion. It's just a piece of paper. It's a DIY project. But because of a hollow mask illusion, its head seems to swivel and its eyes literally follow you around the room. There's no big story, no backstory, just pure optical sorcery that hypnotizes you. And look at that score, a 9.5 out of 10. You gotta understand, this isn't some casual rating. This is a definitive judgment. The community decided its pure psychological wizardry was nearly perfect, which makes it basically unbeatable for creating that uncanny feeling from nothing more than paper and shadows.
All right, now let's pivot to our second case study. We're switching gears completely from creepy to chaos, and we are entering the Bratverse. And in here, the rules are totally different. The top prize goes to the character with the most unapologetic, consequence-free bad behavior. And this quote, oh man, it just perfectly captures the essence of the ultimate champion. The S tier, the absolute top of the mountain for brattiness, isn't just about being naughty. They are a karma Houdini, someone who masterfully escapes any and all consequences. And this brings us to our champion, Little Princess. So, what does it take to be the undisputed queen of brats? Well, it's a masterclass in manipulation. She doesn't just ask for things, she demands them. She throws tantrums, she belittles her own parents. But the most important point, the real key, is that last bullet. She never apologizes. Not once. That is what separates the greats from the legends in this world. This comparison just shows you how detailed the logic in the Bratverse gets. So you take Norman Price from Fireman Sam. He's an A-tier brat for sure. The kid has started 57 fires. We're talking actual pyromania. But he occasionally says he's sorry. Little Princess, on the other hand, gets away with what the community calls metaphorical murder and feels zero remorse. That complete lack of an apology, that Houdini-like escape, that's what lifts her up into the untouchable S tier. Now there's one final piece of the puzzle that actually connects both of these worlds: meme potential. Because in today's internet culture, a character's real power is often measured by their ability to go viral, to become a shared joke, to become a piece of inescapable online noise. And this leads us to the idea of brain rot royalty. Now, that sounds like an insult, right? But in these circles, it is the highest compliment. It's for content that is just absurd, totally empty, and weirdly addictive. You know, it's the kind of stuff that divides generations but unites the scroll. It is pure, distilled internet nonsense.
And you can see how they actually put numbers to this.
In the Weirdo Showdowns, some characters scored insanely high on meme potential alone. Henry from J.J. Everett Rose got a 9 for his peak, unhinged comedy. The viral 6-7 meme, which is literally just some classroom chaos set to a rapper's song, scored an 8.7. Even a horror icon like Huggy Wuggy, his 8.5 rating is tied directly to his memeable, iconic terror. Virality is a very serious metric here.
So, we've seen the how, we've seen the intricate rules, the detailed scoring, but that really brings us to the biggest question of all. Why? Why do these communities pour so much energy into ranking the unrankable?
Well, what's the key takeaway here? It's that this is all fundamentally a creative act. First, it builds a community. You share a language of inside jokes and terms, whether you're in the Snipe Army or on Team Weirdo, and that creates a real sense of belonging. Second, it imposes some kind of order on the endless chaotic stream of media that we're all swimming in. And finally, it builds a new canon, elevating obscure or just absurd characters to the status of internet legends.
And here they are, side by side, the champions of their own domains. For Team Weirdo, it's the cerebral, uncanny dragon illusion that takes the crown, followed by the sheer comedic chaos of Henry and the 6-7 meme. And for Team Brat, the unrepentant little princess is the one and only S-tier champion, followed by A-listers like the pyromaniac Norman Price and the classic annoying sister DW.
So what's the bottom line? These two champions, they tell a story about what fascinates us online right now. On one hand, we are just drawn to clever, mind-bending weirdness that actually makes us think. And on the other hand, we're totally captivated by pure, unapologetic chaos that lets us laugh at the rules being broken, even if it's by a cartoon toddler. It just goes to show that any niche, no matter how strange it seems, can become its own little universe, with its own heroes, villains, and complex rules. It really leaves you wondering, doesn't it? In this infinitely expanding digital world, what seemingly random character is just waiting for their subculture to rise up and crown them king?